Hi, I'm Dr. Elsie Cook. Welcome to my channel On Mission with Elsie. Every new year, I always ask the Lord for a word. And for 2023, God has brought me back to a very popular passage, which is Psalm 23. And so for the entire month of January, every week, I will share a short devotional with you on what it means to make God your shepherd. But for this week, this new year, I will just focus sharing from Psalm 23, verse 1, where David declared, "The Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want." When David wrote this psalm, he was already king. But even as king, David was never embarrassed to acknowledge that he used to be a shepherd. Shepherd is one of the lowest and the least desired profession during his time. And yet, interestingly, it was as a shepherd that David understood how God cared for him. As a shepherd, David understood the challenges of taking care of sheep. Sheep are not the smartest animals. They're known for being dumb and stupid, basically. They are unable to protect themselves. They usually stray, and a lot of times when they stray away from the flock, sometimes they fall. And when they fall on their back, they are unable to stand back on their 4 feet unless the shepherd gives them a helping hand. Because of this, every sheep needs round-the-clock care and protection. David understood this. Not only does a shepherd ensure that his sheep are well fed and are guided away from dangerous paths, but shepherds also oftentimes put their life on the line to protect their sheep from attacks from wild animals. In John 10:11, we are told that the good shepherd lays down his life for the flock. While John wrote this in reference to Jesus as the good shepherd, David fits this description as well and qualifies as a good shepherd. We learn about this in the account of David's fight against Goliath, where before Goliath, he testified, "The God who delivered me from the paw of the bear and the paw of the lion is the same God who will deliver you, Goliath, into my hands." As a young lad, as a teen, probably 13 years old, 14 years old, David was willing to put his life between his sheep and wild animals. He was willing to sacrifice himself and lay down his life. David's experience as a good shepherd enabled him to see how much God cares for him. Of God, he was able to say, "The Lord is my shepherd." God was not just a distant king to David, but he is his shepherd. He was his shepherd. As a shepherd, God lives with him. He protected him. He guided him. He healed him. David did not say, "The Lord is the shepherd of a multitude of flock." Instead, he used the personal pronoun my. "The Lord is my shepherd." David is saying, if he is to be a shepherd to no one, he is a shepherd to me. He cares for me, he guides me, he protects me, and he preserves me. David found comfort in the thought that God cared for him as a shepherd cares for his sheep. Because the Lord is his shepherd, he said, "I shall not want." For David, the fact of God's shepherd care was the end of a dissatisfied need. When he said, "I shall not want," to David, that expression was both a declaration and also a decision. "I shall not want" means all my needs are supplied by my shepherd. "I shall not want" was not just a declaration of God's provision upon his life. "I shall not want" is also indicative of David's decision to not desire more than what his shepherd has already given him. Allow me to read what Spurgeon said. "Before a man can truly say, 'The Lord is my shepherd,' he must first feel himself to be a sheep by nature. For he cannot know that God is his shepherd unless he feels in himself that he has the nature of a sheep. He must relate to a sheep in its foolishness, its dependency, and in the warped nature of its will. This year, 2023, my prayer for you is like David, you will make God your good shepherd. If you are already a believer, I encourage you, develop an intimate relationship with God. Know him as a good shepherd. Know of his love, of his care for you. If you have yet to enter into a relationship with the Lord, call upon the name of the Lord today. Like David, I pray that as you do, you will also be able to declare, because the Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want. Thank you for watching this video. I pray that 2023 will truly be a year when you will experience God's loving care for you every day of your life. I will see you again next week as we continue in our study and reflection from Psalm 23. Happy New Year.